Hello, welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm just going to check the stream is working. Welcome, it is Sunday night. Hello. Okay, appears to be. So I always check that I haven't muted myself or something like that. Welcome, it is Sunday. It's been a whole week since we last streamed, but last stream went well, I think. I enjoyed it. And after a couple of comments of people saying, yeah, I'll come back next week, I thought, yeah, why not? So yeah, we're back. I've still not... I didn't have tissue paper last time to wipe my brush on. I was using my leg on my trousers and still not got tissue paper. I did a little bit of painting since we were last here. Is that gonna... So yeah, if I just messed my camera up, that's good. Should we transition out of that a sec? Full face cam? Ah, that's good. None of my scenes are working. Weird. Let's do this. Ah, hello, I'm back. My camera's died, I think. I don't know what's happened. Unless it is working. Good stream, cheers, bye, yes. Yeah, my camera's broken. I was messing with the light, and I don't know why my camera's died. Let's see if we can do anything with it. Oh, I don't know what to do. Of course this would have happened. Yeah, it's quite frozen. It is quite frozen. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is a great start to the stream. All because I messed with a light and the camera didn't like it. Yeah, good point. Well done. Oh, yeah. Okay, we got no camera today. I don't know what happened, but welcome in, everybody. Hey, Tim, welcome in. Sorry, I've seen your comments come up, but they haven't come up in the actual chat, which is weird. Oh, it looks like I commented on my old stream for some reason, Tim Ranger. But hello, welcome in. Unless they were just really old comments that have not popped up yet. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, did you just... Alright. I don't know what's happened to my camera. That's weird. Not sure how to... I'm back. Well, that seems really zoomed out. Which is strange. Maybe we'll edit. Right. We're meant to be doing a painting stream, but it's all failed me, unfortunately. Makes sense though, doesn't it? Can we zoom in slightly? There we go. Let's have a bit of a zoom. Maybe a bit more of a zoom. Right, let's get on. So, yeah, I managed to disable it and enable it back through OBS, but I don't know what happened. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. Let's get back to it. So, yeah, I've done some painting. In fact, I can't remember. What's going on? Tim Ranger, I'm getting loads of comments on the old video from you. I'm not really sure what's going on. Yeah, I'm not sure. Unless it's just something's bugged out. Right, so what have I done since the last stream? I can't remember. But let's check them out. I've done the skin, flesh on. Oh, I wonder if by putting my flash on... Is that any better? Oh, okay. It actually is. Let's put the light on the camera. It's probably going to destroy the battery, but we'll see. So yeah, I've done the flash on them. So these guys, really, I've got the hair to do. The poles for the beaten stick, whatever it is. I've got to do that. So, and then the metallics. Benjamin Christiansen, sorry. Welcome in. Thank you. Yeah, I've done a little bit throughout the week as I've been up in the loft. So nothing. I've not gone mad with it, but just been filling in a bit. I can't remember where I probably should have checked the last stream to see where I was with it, but I didn't. Right, so we need to find a good colour of wood because get my tester wood out. I'm not sure how to colour the wood on this because I've been using my other method. Tell you what, I know exactly what I'm going to go for. I know what I'm going for. I think it's called Fire Drake from Army Painted Speed Paints. We're going to use this on the wood. It comes out a bit... I used it on some of my leather on my Confederates. But it's quite similar to what I was using previously for my painting. Just in speed paint. I'll chuck some on there. You might be hearing some fireworks tonight as well, because I've just heard some go off over my head. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, maybe. How was everyone this weekend anyway? Everyone alright? Anyone working on any projects? Have been working on any projects maybe? I've not really been painting much. I've done a little bit on these artillery crew during the week, but not much has changed since the last stream. Alright. Let's go for that. I think it's alright. Interesting, I tried that on wood, been using tanned leather speed paint for some wood. Might try this out. Well, yeah, see what you think. Obviously it's wet at the moment. I'll get a model that has dried with it. As I said, I've been using it as leather. This chap's hat, is it? Just base coated 100 plus 15mm World War II Hitler Youth troops. Oh, I've probably been banned now for saying that word. Oh, you tricked me into it, Benjamin. You've tricked me. Nice, mate. I had some really nice. I had a good time painting some. Actually, what were they? They weren't Fallschirmjäger. Panzer Grenadiers. Yeah, it was. What was it? Flames of War stuff I bought for doing some Chain of Command of 50mm, and I was doing like the P. Is it P dot camo? I can't remember what they call it. Mark, you worked on yourself today, mate. You've achieved stuff with your video editing and stuff. So fair play. I've had a busy one actually. So hey Tim, you made it. I've just had a load of messages come through on YouTube, Tim, from you. I don't know if they were just really old ones that have only just loaded on the old stream, or if they were meant to be typed on the stream. I don't know what happened. Anyway, welcome in. Good to see you. Yeah, just asking what people are working on, really. Have we got anything on the painting desk? What's going on? Why is that? This is not fully blue. Anyway, yeah, so I can't remember where... Oh, thank you, Tim. I can't remember where I got when I was last on this, so I've done a bit of painting in between. But yeah, hopefully we'll get these guys finished. I need to varnish these. I want to varnish them. But apart from that, they're ready to go on their bases, and I'll put them straight on the artillery base. I was talking about it last time. Ah, you ended up on that. I see. So you're just watching me say this. How far did you get in until you realised I was saying the exact same stuff from last time? But you're not welcome in, mate. Oh, got a message now. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about the base sizes last time, and I haven't gone and got them. But I'll But I need to put my phone in. Right. So yeah, I will get them out in a second. I'll show you what I put on my artillery on. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 100mm by 60. I've basically copied that bunker. So Lee, because I really liked how they did it, so I just slung them a message once and said, "What do you do?" They told me, and I was happy with it. So, that explains the comments coming through exactly, Mark. I was wondering what's going on, but no, you've made it to the right stream at least, and hopefully we won't have a repeat next week, but we'll see, Tim. But yeah, you working on anything, Tim? Painting anything? If I can just rattle through this. Again, it's trying to cut down as much steps as I can. That's why I've gone for speed paints. So the metallics take a little bit of time because they'll be base coat and then wash and then a layer. That should be it. You're already commenting on that. Yeah, nice one, Mark. Well, I mean, play the algorithm, isn't it? Although it binds my hands for future, I've got to do a stream now. Do that little easy bit of the wood. That's fine. And then I think I'll do the hair next. And then yeah, it's just metallics. And then we're good to go. No, it seems to. So we obviously had you guys watching the stream last week, which was nice. And then we had a fair few people watch it after it had been released as a video, which was nice. So it's nice to know people are watching it. And so hello to anyone watching this on YouTube to start with, after the stream has gone live or after the stream is finished. Maybe next time come watch it at time in when it's like 8 o'clock on a Sunday. Come check it out. Come have a chat with us. And then for people in the real life right now, hello. Tim just completed a bunch of road sections using magnetic printable sheets and some grip strips for outdoor steps. Oh, nice. Yeah, I bought a load of road terrain, and they used magnetic sheets. So they've got flex in them, but then also kind of return back to their shape. Is there a way of uploading pics to the stream? No. But what's a good way to I do have a Facebook group technically, so you could always send it in there if you want me to take a look. I think that's probably the easiest way to send it, if I'm honest. One day I might set up a Discord. In fact, do I have a Discord? I don't know. Maybe one day I'll set one up and then people can use that to share stuff. But for now, yeah, it's probably the easiest thing is send it on my Facebook group, unless it's been deleted. I don't think it has. And I'll take it up. Yeah, so if you search up King Matt Superior on Facebook, I should have my group up there. And you can post, you can message it on there. To reply to your question in Discord, Mark, I technically did do that about 10 minutes early. So yeah, I never set it way in advance, but I set it on the thing. But yeah, no, you're right. If I try release my same name as YouTube, sorry, yes, same name as the YouTube, mate, and it should be on that. Yeah, just it's on there anyway. So I just went to double check that the Facebook is still operational, and it is. So yeah, that's probably the easiest way to get stuff over. And also replying to you, Mark. Maybe a Discord at some point, yeah. Especially for interaction with streams. Like I don't know if I'd want it as a sort of a social Discord for people to use all the time, because there's plenty of them about. But as just a way to contact or talk via stream, it would be good. So, what do we reckon for hair colour? I'm just going to make them all brunette, because that's easy. And I'm all about that. Also, that would be good for gun carriages as well, I think. I'll paint up a gun at some point. I'm your Padawan. Oh. Right, let me see if that's message is coming through. Just checking it. Anyway, what colour do I use for gun carriages? I'm using brown. So I've done in the past using an olive green, but I think the wise and almighty Gary Oldman once said they were never green; they were always brown. So I think they were painted green back in the day, but I think during the Civil War they were using brown carriages. You can't really quote me all that because I might have misinterpreted it, but I'm pretty sure they were like all gun carriages brown. So I'll do a tester gun in a minute, and I'll paint it Far Drake contrast. But yeah, I have done a mix. I've done browns and yeah, olive greens. Because also, rule of cool, and you know, by all means, there's historical accuracy, which everyone appreciates. But then also, if you want to have green gun carriages, by all means. Right. Needs a little bit of blue. I'm happy with how the blues turned out for the Union uniform, though. What brown? So I've got this. I don't know. So olive drab tends to be green, so it'd be like an olive green. But I'm going to use a brown, which, yeah, it's kind of what I'm using for this wood colour. I'm going to use the same brown. This guy's pole. I'm going to use that brown for the gun carriages, which is, yeah, Fire Drake. Fire Drake from Army Painter. So, but again, it's up to you. But yeah, I'd use like an olive drab green, or an olive green, sorry, for the gun carriages if you wanted to. But I've been led to believe they would tend to be brown during the American Civil War. Which means hair colour. Not sure how we're going to go about hair colour. I think that's wildwood. So we'll go for some wildwood. Right. Right, let's work this methodically. Let's start with these guys. So yeah, I am going to go all the same hair colour, but that's just to keep things easy. One of my gunmen I made ginger on my little tester piece. Green carriages. Jason's going to green. Yeah, I have done some of my guns green. Hello, Jason. By the way, welcome. Oh yeah, paint shakers. I need to get in on it, but maybe one day. It's a workout for me, so anything to get some extra exercise in. All right. They're all brunette. Nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah. To be honest, I've not really struggled with contrast paints coverage. I've had a couple of paints I've not been too keen on, but I don't know if that's just the color of paint and it's different brands and stuff. Do you layer contrast? What, multiple layers? No, I tried do it in one blast. I think if you were to layer it, it might just really darken it down. You think it's going over a white, so that second layer is going to be so much darker. Do you mean layer contrast, or do you mean put a layer paint on top of a base contrast paint? Because no, I don't put layer paints over my contrast paints, because I let the contrast paints just be the work. However, you absolutely can, and it would probably improve your painting, or the look at least. But I'm happy with how I paint mine, so I'm not entering in any painting competitions, so. These guys are close. Close to getting finished. Oh, layering contrast paints. Yeah, I don't know if it would lose the contrast paint um, sort of idea, because you're not putting it on white, and it would just lose that contrasting ability, because you'd want a light layer underneath to help pop that the highlights. Obviously, washes. I think you get away with it more with washes, so less heavy. Whereas I think with these, yeah, I think you might actually affect the look you're getting. Also, if you go something really dark, you could be fine, but I think contrast works the best when it's got that nice bright colour underneath, just so it can really stand out. I do like this set. Woolen shirts. I think they look quite smart. Missed a bit of paint there, so I'll have to. Looks more like wood to me. What, the hair colour? I mean, it is what I use for wood. This brown. I just really like wildwood. I think it's really nice. And I think for a dark brown hair colour, it works. I think it works. But yeah, I like these ones. They're all in their shirts. It's quite smart. It's kind of the enjoyable thing, like with what I've done with this, where I bought them off eBay. So I just type in American Civil War. Oh, rifles. Sorry, Tim, I missed that one. I like using some of the contrast flesh colours for the rifle musket. Yeah. Well, it's what I was saying earlier about the Fire Drake contrast or speed paint. That's obviously not really a brown, but it comes out like it, and that's what I'm going to use for my muskets, my rifled muskets. So yeah, same sort of thing. Sorry, I'm just reading like the latest comment and missing other stuff. Me being silly. Yeah. Thanks, Jason. I highly recommend anyone looking at artillery stuff, if you take a look at something like that. Just so if you're building something like the Perry set, yeah, you just put everyone in the right poses. Because I had my first ever artillery piece I bought. It was some Victrix Napoleonic English or Napoleonic British artillery, and I didn't know what I was doing, so I just like built some crew up, and realised, yeah, they weren't in the right sort of loading positions or anything like that. And it looks sort of silly. We're gonna see. I was hoping I had my box of Perry's stuff around here, because it's the Perry's artillery box set also comes with like a little firing order demonstration, so you can see in what poses they should be. But yeah, I'm gonna go check out the National Park instruction manual stuff. Because yeah, it's always handy to look up, especially with guns and artillery. I think it makes it just a bit more. Makes sense. I said about it last stream how I saw someone done some really nice paintwork on some artillery crew. One for the American Civil War, different war. But he had the chap pulling the lanyard, firing off the cannon. He had him stood behind the wheel for the gun, and then yeah, obviously when the gun goes back, it would have flattened him. So, and the paintwork was really nice, but it's just little things like that, and I was like, oh, you know, I guess some people don't mind. Some people don't care. Oh, is that the 11th Cavalry? Is it? You were mentioning there, Tim? Because I've seen some of their stuff. They're really good. But yeah, it's a little sort of information and stuff like that can really up your collection if that's what you're going for. Oh yeah, no, they're so handy for lots of just American Civil War stuff in general. Those guys. I like how they talk about equipment as well. That's sort of that's quite interesting. Imagine, Jason, you've probably like you said, you're using them for your cavalry models, but to have that someone going into in depth about equipment and how it's used and stuff can probably influence how you model, I guess. Yeah, I agree, Tim. I'm not a button counter, but I do like trying to be accurate to a certain point. I remember when I first started collecting my American Civil War stuff. I wasn't really fussed about it. I remember seeing another YouTube channel actually do a video about some American Civil War stuff they painted up. And they hadn't painted up like any regiment in particular. They were just like, oh, here's some Confederates, for example. And I think they went with a uniform paint scheme, but it was sort of their own. And I remember just thinking, well, it was a nice idea, but for me, I think if I'm trying to create a American Civil War unit or whatever, I'd like to have that historical flavour with it, just because it just, to me, just makes it that bit more special, maybe? Don't know if that's the word. So, yeah, I like having, if I'm doing a game, for example, I like having all the regiments and obviously organised as a historic brigade and then referring to that brigade when playing and stuff like that, which I think is quite cool. I did it when I had a game at Battle Bunker HQ. I think I had Archer's Brigade and Jackson's Virginia Brigade. And just little like things like that. I think it just added another element to the game, which just made it a bit enjoyable. But that's obviously it's all personal taste, and that's what I like. All right, this guy's got a bandage. Oh yeah, the water can. Yeah, no, yeah, like the equipment videos they do is great. Like I've got a replica Sharp's carbine, and it was cool them talking about it on their YouTube, saying, you know, explaining, for example, the mounting clips for it, where you would clip it to your belt or something like that, so you can sling it whilst you're riding, little stuff like that, and it makes you just learn about it. And I think as a hobbyist and even a collector and painter of miniatures, knowing what the stuff is, what the equipment is, and what it's used out of, it helps you with painting. I remember, like with the water canteens, learning about different water canteens, how they had wood ones, you had the blue sort of canteens as well. Then I can go into my regiments and my miniatures and paint them that way and stuff, and it just adds a bit more flavour. No use to you play sharp practice, but with your new basing, what? Yeah, so the new basing is, the idea is to play some sort of, well, Pickett's Charge mainly, and that's a rule set that grabbed me. So the idea was Pickett's Charge. I got the potential to do Black Powder as well on it. Obviously, any sort of larger scale game now. Valor and Fortitude, is it? I think the Perry's game as well. Got that. I could potentially play some Osprey games. Is it with Hot Lead and Cold Steel? Is that there? Osprey's one. So potentially play that. But yeah, the main idea is to play Pickett's Charge. That's why I've based in that way, and it made it. I don't know. At the time, I think I just got that bug where I was like, I want to do some multi-basing. I like the idea of it. And with Sharp's practice, I think with such a big for someone like me who wanted to do a big collection, when it comes to Sharp practice, I didn't need that much models to play, so I didn't need my whole collection based like it, because, you know, I could have a regiment or two just sat there in Sharp practice basing, and then everything else I could do for Black Powder and stuff like that, and Pickett's Charge. So, because yeah, you play those bigger games, it's actually a bit of a pain having everything individually based. So yeah, that's where it came in. That's my idea. If I could play a game tomorrow, I'd want to play a game of Pickett's Charge. I really like the rule set. A few times I've played it, I'd like to play it more. I hope that answers your question anyway. Also, going back to your comment earlier, Jason, about looking at like the artillery stuff, I will say that these artillery groups. So I bought a load of models off eBay, just like a big bag of them. So what I've done is just gone and sorted them out and just tried to piece together as many gun teams as I can. So yeah, some of these might not be super accurate to what a gun team would be doing at whatever point in the firing sequence, but it was just the idea of getting as many gun crews built as I could. I got some Perry miniatures, plastic miniatures, actually sat down by the side of me, which I haven't painted up yet, which I just followed their guide in the box set. It comes with a little paper guide. I just followed that for them. I'd like to, yeah, get some Studio Historia, get some of their artillery printed off. Probably some of like their loading ones. Although they've got the nice muzzle smoke piece you could add on to them, which would actually look smart. Yeah, actually. Yeah. I think with the Studio Historia stuff, I've printed some cavalry. I want to print some artillery, but two things. I've got all this sat here, so kind of at the moment doesn't make quite sense to just get a load more guns. And 2, I've not been doing a lot of 3D printing recently. So if I was really into that, then I might have printed some more. But I think the idea is I want to get all this out of the way, get all the artillery out of the way I've got, and then I want to print some Studio Historia guns. I say the firing ones are nice, have those plumes of smoke. I'd have to try do a nice job on the smoke plumes. And then I really want to get some artillery of people sort of rolling the wheel, rolling the gun up. I bought Pickett's Charge after watching Kiwi put on a beach fortification ACW game. Oh, I know. Marion something. I think that's the channel you're on about. Yeah, they did a really cool game. They've done a few games actually. Yeah, they yeah, I for a while I wanted to recreate the Battle of Fort Wagner, and I was like, oh, I'll make a fortification for the table and stuff and do a bit of a game. But I don't know how entertaining it would be actually for a recreation of Fort Wagner. But yeah, they look pretty good from here. It'll just be picking them to the right steps. Yeah, exactly. I've more or less boiled it down to like reloading, firing, aiming the gun. So loosely, I'm happy with all their positioning. The specific. Oh yeah, you guys are so lucky in the UK. You have great deals on eBay, local manufacturers, and War Games Club. Yeah, yeah, I think that's fair. I'm quite lucky that there's plenty about. So yeah, you're always going to be able to probably pick some stuff up. Supposed to unpack some Studio Historia, the ones you don't have. Yeah, I bought them when the Kickstarter was out. That was a long time ago now. Yeah, no, I did do the Kickstarter. Yeah, so yeah, just haven't printed them, which is a shame. But then I've got so much Studio Historia infantry sat there that need to be painted up. So yeah, it's again, I've been away from the hobby quite a long time now, but I just haven't been painting and whatnot. And I think I just had a sort of I don't know, just had a, and I was just like, do you know what, I'm a bit fed up of having so much stuff here. Let's just get through it, and that's why I really picked up the brush again. And then I sorted out all this artillery, primed it, and I was like, right, let's get on with it. So yeah, that's why I'm here with it. Really, I've got so much stuff I want to get through. I just want to get through it. And I think I said before, because I've not been painting for a while, I haven't really got that focus to get it done. So what I've thought about is just doing some really easy to complete units like artillery, where I don't spend tons of time, but I've completed all these bases and these artillery units, and it just gives me that satisfaction of completion without sitting there trawling through like a 48-man unit. Raider packs are awesome. Is that the cavalry? Because yeah, I picked up the cavalry a while ago. Actually, I'll show you. Yeah, so it's my cavalry from Studio Historia, which I printed myself. My personal favourites, which I need to reprint some of these because they kept failing on the print, but were some Texas Lancers, which are just absolutely fantastic. I just love the thought of the Lancers riding around. So yeah, they look cool. They're really cool. So far, I think I've got the 1st Virginia Cav and Texas Lancers printed off. But yeah, I've not got enough. I want to do two 8-man units. So 1st Virginia being 8-man and Texas being 8-man, but I don't have 8 of each yet because yeah, I was trying to print them and a couple of them kept failing, so I've had to go back and like mess around with the supports. And yeah, I've just not been printing. So yeah. Oh, cavalry and navy. Yeah, I was very close to adding the navy sort of add-on, but I at the time I just couldn't really justify the expense. So but yeah, like I really like their models of the rowboats, like the units chucked in the rowboats. Like if you're doing a Fredericksburg game, that'd be quite cool. Yeah, great coats. Great coats would be lush. Something I really like in armies. Yeah, just some like great coat miniatures. I think that'd be really cool. So I'd be keen to see when they come out. I bought some a long time ago. In fact, probably before Christmas last year, I ordered some miniatures from Raven Banner. This was from what shop was this? What shop was this? Might have been the Little Corporal. Anyway, there's one Raven Banner supplier in the UK, and I think it might be the Little Corporal. So I ordered their generals in greatcoats because greatcoats look great, right? And it took probably 5 months for them to turn up because I think Raven Banner had an issue, Little Corporal had an issue. So eventually it turned up, and yeah, they've been sat there because I've not been hobbying. So that would be something I want to get into, get some greatcoat, and then yeah, do some greatcoat regiments. That'd be awesome. Maybe look at so my Union Army focus at the moment is First Corps at Gettysburg. So I've got the Iron Brigade, which I'm halfway through. I've got Cutler's Brigade. Is it Cutler's? Lysander Cutler. They're the 14th Brooklyn, so they were the 2nd Brigade of the 1st Division, 1st Corps. So I'm working my way through 1st Division, 1st Corps. Well, yeah, 1st Corps. That's what I want to do in my Union Army. Obviously, Confederates, I've been working through Hood's division at Gettysburg, which is almost done. So yeah, maybe when I get some great coats, I'll have a look at some units that were in Fredericksburg as well. Maybe just do them up in great coats because that'd be cool. Right, hair done. We need to do the sponges, which I quite like Skeleton Horde for. You went to Fredericksburg in July and took tons of pics in town to Raphael. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, that's quite... It's Fredericksburg is one of those weird ones where I think Gettysburg gets so much attention, but Fredericksburg was an interesting battle in its own right. You had like Meade there doing his thing. So he's... It'd be cool to get all this artillery done and have some sort of grand batteries. It was an urban battle as well, yeah. Which would make for a cool game, to be honest. Do an urban game, but then got to worry about terrain then. Terrain's my my bane. Just not interested in terrain. I don't know. Actually, I've got some new terrain pieces actually that have come today from a friend of mine who's... I've said he's basically a channel sponsor. We just haven't set it up yet. They've set up a shop doing 3D printing and stuff, so I got some terrain for that, which I'm actually excited to do, paint up. It's not for the American Civil War, unfortunately, but someone else. But yeah, apart from that, terrain's it's always one of those things, isn't it? You like, it makes such a difference for a table to have nice terrain, but it's getting on doing it. And because I'm a tight ass, I don't want to pay a lot of money for someone to do a nice job and do it for me. So I mean, I've done it in the past with like my roads and stuff. I bought some roads. So yeah, I've done it slightly in the past, but I wouldn't want to spend silly money on someone doing it for me. But then catch-22 of never doing it. So, right, metals now. I think we're going to metallics. I'm going to do silvers, and then we'll do golds. That's my gold. Where's my silver? So for my irons and metals and stuff, I just use a lead belcher and then hit it with a known wash. So yeah, nothing super fancy. There's a bunch of terrain pieces in the SA packs. Yeah, that's yeah. I get what you're saying. So, a friend of mine, again, someone who's just done some terrain for me, they've just picked up some FDM printers, which is more suitable for terrain. So, admittedly, I've not got any American Civil War stuff, but I've got some old terrain that I bought a while ago. Some from Crab Miniatures in their Kickstarter. They came with a load of terrain on one of their sort of undead Egyptian armies. So they've got a load of terrain, and then I bought some sort of Star Wars Legion terrain. So I'm going to ask my mate if he would have a look and do some for me with his printer, because resin printers are great for detail on like stuff like miniatures and stuff, but I just don't think they really. Well, no, they probably do a good job at buildings. It's just, yeah, like you said, you got that. Unless you got a massive printer, you ain't gonna be doing it. Right. Paint my officer. Make his scabbard yellow. Yellow? Silver. I like doing my scabbards black when I first start painting. But I saw some footage of some reenactors doing like a black. It was a fort over in America, and they were just reenact. I guess for an anniversary for the American Civil War, they were doing a reenactment of a fort siege, and yes, all the officers just had sort of silver scabbards. And to be honest, I've got a replica American Civil War sword, and it's in a silver scabbard. So I started doing them all silver or metal, steel, should I say, not silver. So I've started doing them like that now. What's this guy doing? Any silver there? No. You carry the crab stuff as well, Jason? Yeah. I like the crab stuff. I bought it as a Kickstarter for So I'm doing a Tomb King's army for Warhammer Fantasy. So I bought it for that. Because I've got some Highland Miniatures stuff, so I bought it to kind of complement that, which it has to a certain extent. But yeah, I want some of the buildings printed, but yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do that. I have a friend. Oh, you've got a friend with FDM as well, Tim. Yeah, nice. Does STLs. So yeah, I think with certain software, you can tell it that you're using an FDM printer, so the support structure will be different. So yeah, like I think the same base file without supports you can put in there, and then a bit like with any of the software, you can auto-generate supports. I think like that you can do the same, but auto-generate for an FDM printer, or manually add in supports. I assume. I've not played with any of the FDM stuff, but I was very close to buying it. But I think with the 3D printers, you need to justify it. So, for example, when I bought my printers, I mean, I've printed. I want to say I've printed maybe 200 to 300 Studio Historia American Civil War infantry. I've printed probably 100 to 200. No, let's say 300 fantasy miniatures. What else have I done? Yeah, well, I'm trying. I've printed a lot, which I think has justified the printer. But if you were like, so a mate of mine bought a resin printer and he just wanted to print a handful of minis, and it's like, what I was trying to essentially get back to, I went on a tangent. I was thinking of getting an FDM printer. My mate bought a printer, and I thought actually, like, he's happy to print them cheap for me, rather than spending 300 quid on a FDM printer or more. I'll just get him to do it. So, yeah, thanks for the recommendation, Jason. So, yeah, my mate who's setting up a business as we speak around 3D printing stuff, he's bought a couple of bamboos, and we'll be looking to purchase another 2 or more. So yeah, he's really happy with the bamboo stuff, and it does look good. Another friend of mine's got a bamboo printer and highly recommended it. So yeah, obviously FDM is a different printer also altogether, in a way of sort of when you think speed of printing. You think a resin printer, no matter how big the build plate, it prints the same time based on height. So but if you've got a FDM printer, the more you have on the build plate, the longer it takes, because the nozzle's spinning around printing everything. So that's another thing to bear in mind. So again, with like resin printers, I if I'm doing a print, I'll try load the plate up as much as I can, because if you're gonna do a 9-hour print, you might as well print as much as you can, rather than just do a 9-hour print for a miniature. As you might find it with FDM, actually, try put as minimum on the board. Terrain takes a lot of resin, yeah, and then you've got to start looking into hollowing out terrain pieces, and then that can lead to, or even solid pieces, it won't cure properly and then crack and split. I've seen it all on Facebook, people talking about tanks, for example. Someone printed some 3D printed tanks and they cracked and split because they weren't hollow, and then the resin wasn't draining and curing. And resin printers are more of a headache than I think you realise sometimes. Hello, Marcello. Is it Marcello? Hello, welcome in. Thank you. Just working on some of my artillery. My artillery crew, shall I say. So we're going to just finish the metallics. So I've got... This is... I can't think who actually... I watched a video. Stuart from Miniature Realms. He was painting his Tomb Kings, and he used this combo. So you've got this, which is Necro Gold. So I put this as a base layer, and then hit it with a Nuln Wash, and then I just hit another layer of this Elven Gold. So I copied this off when he was doing his Tomb Kings. Really, because I was doing Tomb Kings, so I really liked it, and then it's kind of taken over my golds for my MX Civil War. So just as a bit of if anyone's wondering, that's what I'm using. So I'm going to go and do the belt buckles as well as the buttons. It makes a difference. I like those buttons popping really, so that's why it's nice to have that sort of gold on it. I know they're brass and even like my Confederates, a lot of the time I used to do them in steel buttons. Obviously steel, or some would even use wood, but I like having the gold kind of coming through. Personal preference. These Confederates aren't as ragged as others. That's all it is. Right, excuse my terrible brushwork, but just hit the buttons. This guy's got a little belt buckle on him. I will just double check there isn't nothing else I'm missing. No, happy with that. I've been looking into purchasing a laser printer for engraving and cutting MDF and plywood. Yeah, I've been tempted. I think they're a bit more pricey though than normal printers. I might be wrong. You want to design your own buildings. So would you do MDF buildings? Or would you like potentially look at doing 3D sculpts? 3D sculpting is definitely something I want to get into at some point. I think to start off, just do it for myself. And then if it really became a passion, then maybe sell some, but who knows. It would be more unique characters, I think. I wouldn't go into like here's a sculpt of a infantry regiment, because there's plenty out there for that. I don't think I'd be adding to it. Oh, I need some good paintbrushes, that's for sure. You want to design heads? Yeah. I think we were saying this on last stream about it, like a bit like how the Perrys have done head packs you can buy. Like potentially go out and do something like that where you design a set of heads, or I think I said I'd want to do it with the backpacks. So design some backpacks that you can just print and then glue them onto existing ranges. That could do well, potentially. Cool. I quite like that with the Perrys they do like headsets. So obviously I did it for United States Colored Troops, obviously for the American Civil War, and then I've done the Confederate head packs. They were quite fun to just do and just add a bit more variety to the existing sort of units you got. Yeah, I think an interesting thing would be how to make a product that can work with what's currently on the market. I think that would make an easier sell. For example, my idea of making like a backpack like set of like 8 backpacks that kind of fit onto miniatures that are currently out there, a bit like the Perrys or something like that. So you could buy these packs and then add them to miniatures. Well, I'm not sure these shirts would have brass buttons, but oh well. Oh well. I like the way they look, so that's good enough. Cool. I don't know who this. It's hard to know what some of these sculpts are, to be honest. Who knows? You're going to add grass, etc., to the bases. Why, yes. Let me show you what I'll show you what I've currently got. I've not really got the room for this. Again, I did show this off last stream, but here we go. This is the aim. This is what we're aiming for. It's a finished piece. So this is from the Warlord set. But yeah, I've just put a bit of stone down and then grass, and that's the desired goal. So yeah, which we're almost there. We're almost there. Do this gold, and then I ought to varnish these guys, so I think we'll do it. There's some probably touch-ups actually. I might just varnish them once they're on the base. Who knows? Mainly because I'm impatient. I want to get them glued down. Also, I've got to do the guns, so we're not in a mad rush. Actually, think about it, there's a couple of miniatures that need adding to. Forgot that. Oh, I've added a brass tip on his scabbard, which isn't not really something I normally do, but what? Right. I need blue, because this guy needs sorting out, and then I need trousers blue, because this other guy needs sorting out. Who was he? There was someone out here with a patch of blue not done properly. These guys? Nope. Or these guys? Nope. We'll find him. Here he is. Again, I think once the whole base is put together and stuff, you're not really going to notice this sort of stuff. But nice. It's these guys again. I don't know if the camera makes them look a bit worse than they are, but I'm happy with the result. I'm happy with it. Right, and let's just get this officer sorted. Because he just needs a little patch put behind his sword. Oh, and I forgot to put gold on his epaulets. Not epaulets, you know, shoulder bars. That's fine, do that now. I think it's me just not looking after my brushes, but they just do not hold a point. This is army painter. So, I'd like to think they are okay. Voila! Oh, he's got some buttons on his top, on his cuffs. Let's just do a bit of that. Voila! So it does show up, but I'll when I hit the null or something like that on there, and then just sort of edge highlight with a gold. It just makes that. Yeah, I have a fascination with bandaged figures. One of the I've got one which is so if you buy the bundle box from Perry Miniatures, the 3 Union Infantry boxes, they give you a little figure and he's got like a bandage on his head. I'm pretty sure that's how you get him actually. What do they? Anyway, there's a way of getting him through Perry's Direct, and yeah, he just looks really cool. I enjoyed painting him up. I don't know if he's assigned to a regiment in my collection or if he's just loose at the moment. Maybe I should make him the 1st Minnesota or something like that. Apothecary White. The bane of my life. Just never splits up. Come on. Was that a dismounted cav figure? No, so he's like an officer with a sword, sort of marching forward with his sword out. He looks great. I might be able to find him. If you want to give me 2 minutes, I'll see if I can track him down and show you. Alright, Apothecary White ready to go. Let's put the Apothecary White on this bandage. Maybe we'll put some blood on it, who knows. Nice. He now has a bandage. Right, let me see if I can find him. Give me 2 seconds. You can just watch the screen. Although I do have a be right back screen. Right. Got him. Okay, well, I'll just get ready and put him back again. This guy. So he got a bandage on his head. Do I have the Studio Historia stuff? Do I have them? Yes, I do. I do have them. Yeah, they are. I've not printed any, but yes, I technically have the files. Yeah, I've technically got the files. But no, I've not printed them. Not yet. I will do. I'm gonna do some more camp stuff, maybe. Who knows? I bought a set of like I can't remember who they're from now. It might be Perry's, but they're like the generals all sat down around a campfire on like benches and chatting and stuff. I've actually got that set kicking around somewhere. Got that off eBay. His blue water bottle needs sorting. Oh yeah, yeah. Send a picture on Facebook. I'll have a look. Maybe it should have been brown. Yeah, not happy with that. Let's I'll let that dry. Paint it white. I'm going to paint his canteen blue, but I think I'm going to make it a wood canteen. So this is going to be, I've said this last stream, but these guys are going to be my command base. So like a little brigadier base or something like that. So I've got my officer, some sort of aide, and then another aide. And they'll just be on my... I'm going to do some head swaps to make more different units. Yeah, nice. I've... Yeah, again, it depends what miniatures you're using. There's plenty of companies out there that do heads. Obviously, the Perrys do some heads. Steve Barber models, I think they're still going. I bought a set of United States Colour Troops pack from there, and I bought a set of the is it 42nd Pennsylvania, the Bucktails. Yeah, so I bought them from there, and the heads are a little bit bigger compared to the scale of Perry's, but I don't think they're really that noticeable, so I was happy with them. This is the blue I'm using at the moment. Again, it's a speed paint, but it's Caribbean Ocean, and it I think it works well. I think. Well, I mean, I'm happy with it, so and that's it, isn't it? As long as you're happy with yourself. Right, I need to put some known oil on these guys. If I've got some. The paints are everywhere at the moment, so... I need a little painting vibrator. And then, yeah, once these are known and then highlighted with the gold, we're ready to go. We'll tell you what, we'll paint some gun carriages up. What guns should we want to paint up? Let's paint up some parrots. So what I'll probably end up doing is just doing Fire Drake to paint them. And then we'll need a bigger brush. Oh, squirted too hard. Right, let's get this on. So this will just go everywhere. And then I'll go in with some... Again, I use Lead Belcher as a iron colour. Just a personal preference, but yeah, you might want to paint them black. But yeah. Because I'm coming in with a solid paint, not a contrast, afterwards, I don't have to be super neat. And I'll paint the gun barrel black. Apart from the Napoleons, everything's, for me, I paint all the guns black. Yeah, it's just a 2-second thing to get the gun carriage painted, which is nice. Again, it's for me at the moment, it's just Trying to just get a nice job, or a job I'm happy with, but at the speed I'm happy with as well. And at the moment, I just want to rattle through some miniatures and get them painted. So this is where I just want to get that speed up. And originally, I would paint them brown and then hit them with an Agrax wash and call it that, which is actually quite easy, simple anyway. I want to try speed up the process again, and that's where the contrast is coming in. Speed paints, whatever the other manufacturers call them. So yeah, and you got to be a bit more thorough with the speed paints because you're on a white, and the white will shine through. So you do have to be a bit more careful, you know. But it's just so much easier to paint them. These are always fiddly, these wheels, because they got all the gaps and stuff. But not too bad with these speed paints. Is anyone painting tonight, or just having a chill one? Obviously, I'm trying to get through these. Okay. All well done. I think I'm happy with the type of brown as well. Might be a little bit more orange than normal, but can't win them all. That's the truth. Yeah, trying to take my old paint scheme and transform it into contrasts. It's been quite challenging to find that right fit on the contrast, and then obviously going between different manufacturers. I say when I was trying to find the sky blue trousers or the paint that I liked for that, I went through about 5 different paints to find the one that it suited what I wanted. So yeah, a bit of a pain. You're playing a solo Civ game. Nice one, Matt. I tell you, those last 2 Civ games we played is worn me out, I must admit. Ah, nice. You're working on some Louisiana Tigers. Very good. Yeah, they were one of my first regiments I did. I think it's because I had the Zouaves from the Battle in the Box. I was like, what do I do with them? And at the time, I was pretty new to the Mag Civil War, so I think I googled Zouaves and Louisiana Tigers came up. And they've just got a funny story about them, really. So, yeah, I went with them. And then I bought a load of models off someone. I think it was one of the chaps off Facebook. Anyway, and they had like 3 boxes of Zouaves. So I remember I'd done a video about it, but I had loads of Zouaves, and I was like, right, let's get into it. So I just picked a load of Union ones, and yeah, just chucked away. Zouaves are a great addition to the battlefield, I think. I really want to do some fire Zouaves at First Manassas at some point. I know Perry's sell them, but it's being an all metal unit. I say pricey. It's pricey for me. But yeah, we'll maybe treat ourselves. The channel earned some membership money a while back, which isn't enough to buy anything yet, but I think if we get any monetization or anything like that back to the channel, I'll look at putting it towards some units. Maybe have a bit of a community, get a chat and see what units we get. Then I might splash out on something like Perry's Metals, or perhaps some Wargames Foundry or something like that. Try to add some wheat tiger zones, but the print size is too small to mix with Perry's. Okay. Have you tried your 105% yet? It's worth playing around with it. If you can take your miniature you've got now and just have a look at compared to Perry's and kind of like make a mental judgment on how big you think it needs to be, and then work it that way. It's kind of a bit trial of error with trying to scale it with other manufacturers. And again, it's a bit of a pain when Perry's themselves scales jumps a bit. You know, their metal stuff will be a different scale to their plastic early box set, and then their plastic early box set will be different to their plastic, you know, their more recent plastic box set. I got some models off what I think is first core. They're massive in comparison to Perry's. I'm going to go next weekend. I went half with a buddy on a Mars Pro. It's at his house. Nice. Yeah, have a crack with it then. I thought I put too much paint in here, but I haven't put enough. But I think I'm at that point now where if I'm going to expand, apart from my just personal project of wanting to build like the first core of the Union Army and Hood's division, the Confederates, it's I think I would stop going to more generic units and just start picking out real fun ones. So for example, the Fire Zouaves, I'd get them. Maybe the Garibaldi Guard, just because they're quite flashy and cool, and a bit like sort of like the Napoleonic was. It's nice having all these flags on the battlefield, and you go for some more of the unique flags, they just stand out a bit more, makes the table look nicer, in my opinion. Right. Sorry, Mark. Yeah. An earlier night for you. Yes, I was hanging all day today because we stayed up quite late. I almost had a snooze on the sofa. Right. Just notice these guns are sort of pointing at the ground, but oh well. Anyone know what's up with my mini factory? It won't open. No, I've not been on there for a bit. It might just be doing some maintenance on the website, I'm guessing, perhaps. Which might explain it. Right. I need to do some big siege guns. That's another good thing with the Studio Historia stuff. I think they're the latest pack came with a load of big siege guns. So again, I don't know when I would use big siege guns, but maybe do a scenario around a siege and gives you a reason to use it. Right, I've done a gun barrel black. Bingo. Apart from going in and just doing a bit of detailing on the metal and stuff. It ain't far off done. Cool. Let's move him over there, because I need to work on the we're almost there though. Get the known on these guys, highlight them. Get that one. It's a really good thing with like washes and stuff. They can they do wonders at hiding things, hiding any mishaps. Right, that's him done. I didn't do any of his buttons for some reason. You managed to get into my mini factory yet? Oh, I've got to do the steel here. Iron, should I say. Cool. Ah. Sure why. It might be down for maintenance, my mini factory, who knows? Cool. Slow and steady. Yeah, so this guy I had to this guy here, I was missing the sponge tool. I don't know what it is. So I just took one off the Perry's plastic set. So cut the hand off it and put it on there. And it worked. I think same with this, yeah, same with this guy as well. Just where I was missing them, I was like, no, I'll just use what I got. Cool. So, alright, that's that. It's just have you used Atlantic digital figures? I've not. I've had a look at their Iron Brigade and stuff. It looked really nice, but I've not printed it. Sorry, being very unprofessional and replying to a text. Sorry, I've a message from work asking if I'm in work tomorrow, so I just had to reply. 54th Massachusetts pack has heads for the Iron Brigade, Colour Troops, and Caucasian Troops in the Forest Galaxy. Yes, I do. Yeah, it's a bit of like an all everything pack. They run about 10% bigger than Paris. Oh, all right, thanks for the advice. Yeah, I like them. It's just again, I'm like, yeah, I've got Studio Historia, Iron Brigade all printed out, so there's no need for me to go Iron Brigade. I could look at doing some United States Colour Troops, just to sort of. I think I've got the 55th Massachusetts, 54th Massachusetts, and the is it 1st South Carolina, whatever the from the film Glory, whatever they were. I can't remember what their regimental name was. So I've got them. I want to do some more. Like, for example, if you were to do the Battle of the Crater, there's loads of colour troops in there. So, but I think for that, I don't know. I'll worry about that whenever. I've got enough on my plate at the moment. The bodies are limited in standard poses. Yeah, so I guess it'd be good for firing line poses. Yeah, I originally really liked marching poses, and now I'm shifting more to I quite like firing poses. Right, that black setting doesn't look very good. Right, one more person that I need to correct this water bottle on. So I need to get a white. They have massive feet. Yeah, I wonder why that is. The thing, I said this earlier, or last stream. I said with the Studio Historia poses, because they're quite lifelike, proportioned. You find the feet and the ankles are quite thin, which makes them fragile to breaking. From my experience, I've had a few break, right? So I wonder if by them making the feet bigger on the Atlantic digital, wonder if they made them bigger because they want to avoid those break points. Just a theory. I don't know if it's true. Just something I would ponder. Alright, his canteen is now white, ready for a wood canteen. And that's the artillery crew done. That is them done. I think I'd be better off painting a load of guns ahead of sticking these on the base. But the guns are a pain. Oh no, not done. I've got to do the gold detailing. That'll be in a minute. We'll run till about 10 o'clock my time. I don't know what that time for you Americans. But I got about 20 minutes. I'll hit the hay. I'll have to reply. Sorry, my phone's going off and it's important messages I need to reply to. Alright. Sorry about that. Right, nice. 1:40 p.m. Oh, afternoon, nice. No, 10 o'clock at night soonish. And yeah, the last 2 nights I've had quite late nights. So work in the morning. Right. So anyway, go back to it. We've got these 7 gun crews done. Need to be varnished. I need to do the gold detailing, which we might as well go and do now. Because then they will be done. And that just leaves the guy with the canteen to do. Where I'm just doing these highlighting for this gold. Just kind of do like a light brush over there. Hey, Stuggy! Hey, mate. I do just a light brush over there. So you got the gold underneath stuck still there. Just this just kind of hits the high of it. How you, Stug? All right. All right. Let me. I like that miniature. That little officer looking down his glasses. I really hope you're able to keep going at this time because weekdays I'm working at PM your time. Yeah, I think Sundays are gonna. I think I'm gonna carry on with Sundays. Sundays works for me. So yeah, I think I'll keep at it. And the fact that you guys are about makes it that bit more reason to do so. Oh, I wish I had a good brush. A jumbo Sherman. Oh, do you know what? I thought that was general, like just a big Tecumseh Sherman. I was like, ah, but you mean a tank. Very nice. What's that for? What scale's that in? What rule set you or game are you trying to play with it? For us local, yeah. Sunday streams are chill. I mean, if I wasn't streaming, I'd be playing games, and if I'd be playing games, I'd be staying up a little bit past my bedtime on a Sunday night, which is never a good thing. So, yeah. And it's getting me painting, which I haven't done in a long time. So actually, this is better for me to do this. Right, this needs a bit of red here. I've missed a bit. A 1-to-1 scale Sherman. A bit like a cardboard cutout. You can just sit in the back of your room. We've got games after this, though. Ooh, imagine it. No. It was a little bit earlier. I could have snuck a bit of Minecraft in. Who knows? As it is not that time, then no. I'm actually really looking forward to just getting in bed. Oh, I missed his belt buckle. That's a shame. I'll just put a bit of gold on there. It'll be alright. There's no under gold. There's no base layer gold. But it's always frustrating going back and doing that. Finding stuff I've missed. Oh yeah, he needs red on him. I need to just do some detail with him. His officer's sash. I've missed a bit. Ah. Right. Oh, I actually like that pose. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not sure manufacture or anything, but I like it. Bit different. Bit different. I've really enjoyed painting these, and again, I've got 4. Yeah, I've got 4 peri-plastic artillery crews just sat behind me, ready to paint, but less bothered about painting them. Just because these guys are full of character, which makes them enjoyable to paint. I've slightly messed that one up, but oh well. Again, giving shirts gold buckles, or buttons. I'm not sure if that was the play, but I'm not sure what they would have been traditionally. Today they're brass. You like it or leave it. Cool. These guns seem a little shiny, the black barrels. I don't know if that's just me. But very good. Cool. So varnish, which I think, oh no, red on this guy, and then I've got the water bottle to do that. Keep forgetting. If I was skilled with green stuff, I'd do a bit more sort of extra stuff. Like I said, chuck a bit more bandages on people. So I'm not skilled with that. Right, this guy, his sash is now done. It is a nice pose, to be honest. He almost looks like one of the models from like the War of the Triple Alliance that Perry's have been releasing, because like they wore like cappies, but like a bit more Spanish shirts and stuff. It's got its little base sash, which is cool. Red for Colonel and down, I think, and then gold for, was gold divisional or brigadier, brigade command? I don't know. I know the divisional commanders had gold sashes, but I think they were wooden or tin maybe. Burdan's boys had rubberized buttons. Yeah, I think tin or wooden would have, yeah, or bone. Yeah, I think that's what they should have been. But I've done mine brass. 2 reasons. 1, because I was painting buttons and they were all going to be brass, and 2, it just stands out. It looks nice. I like it. We're all cool. All right. Right, let's get this last guy. I was about to say I'm done again, and I'm not. I've got to do this. Right, fire Drake, if you would. You need a little bit. You only need a little bit. There we go. That looks better. I mean, the tankard would have probably, or canteen would have probably been blue, but because he's all blue and there's not a lot else going on, by just adding that bit of brown, it just breaks the miniature up slightly, I think. Just makes it a bit more interesting. And then his white canteen strap, I might just put a bit of apothecary on that just to dull it down slightly, or maybe just run a, I'll run a null over actually. That's him done. Cool. So yeah, we've got, oh yeah, I said 7 crew earlier, it's not, it's 6 gun crew and 1 brigade stand. So let's have a look. Oh yeah, here we go. These are my bases that I use. So let's do that. They are. I'll do it in American and English. English is 60 millimeters by 100. Which is what I said earlier. I have a good memory. And for you Yanks, I don't know, 2.5 inch by 4 inch. There you go. 2.5 inch by 4 inch, or 60 mil by 100 mil. Done. And there, and that's what I put them on. Chuck this gun on there. Bish bash bosh. So now, yeah. Oh, they look good. I do like them. I do like them. I'm happy with them. They look nice. I don't know what I'm going to put my Brigadier on Brigadier General. I'll have to make a Confederate General at some point. But yeah. Can't really see him because I'm in the way. Just started getting back into painting. Been doing little things here and there for a bit, but nothing major. Been in the mood for making videos again. Might have to get back to your streams. Yeah, some videos, mate. Yeah, I've not released anything for a very long time, which is a shame. But I've just not. I don't know. I've been away from the hobby, to be honest. So it's hard to release any content when you're not doing anything. Again, I did quite a lot of fantasy stuff this year, but I didn't really want to put it on the channel. I think I want to keep it American Civil War themed. I know I've branched out in the past, but I feel like at the moment that's where the channel's focused and stuff, and so that's why I want to keep it American Civil War rather than showing off my fantasy armies. But I don't know, we'll see. Thank you. Artillery wise, I can show you what so this is my current guns I've got. We had a shimmy at it last stream. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show. No, everything's in the way. All these lot are in the way. Put them there as well. I really like the colours I've gone for with the button out on these, actually. They look quite smart. Right, that's my artillery at the moment. So we've got... oh, what's just happened? Don't want to break anything. Right, yeah, so we've got... what's that? 7 Confederate guns and 8 Union. Plus a heavy siege mortar. So that's what I've got currently. And then I've got all these to complement that. So we've got another 3 Union guns, another 3 Confederate guns, and then yeah, I've got another 4 gun crews down here unpainted, which we'll work on at some point. Oh yeah, and then I've got these cool siege guns as well, which I'll paint up for a second. Yeah. So I think in the meantime we'll just get on with the actual artillery pieces. I put some skeleton horde on these just for the rope. Paint that rope in. 2 nations, 1 pond in the future. Yeah, I'm up for something. The only problem is for me, mornings would be more difficult now. So maybe well, I don't know what your times are like on a weekend. Yeah, morning's more trickier because my daughter, who's up, and I can't remember last time we did 2 nations, 1 pond. I don't know if it was pre-daughter or not. Let me see if I can scroll back that far. Oh, no. No. I would have had a media at the time. Right. So, yeah, I think probably going to wrap the stream up there because we've got a few minutes left. So, artillery crew's done. I just need to now rattle through some guns for them. So, oh, I could have actually done that in a stream. That's annoying because I forget I've got a whole tray of guns here where I'm like, oh, I've got to get them done. But no, I don't. I need 6 guns because I've only got 6 crew. But I need to think about it because you gonna... Let's have a look together. How's the family? Daughter in school yet? Yeah, she is in school, mate. She is 6 years old. Yeah, she would have been a newborn, mate, because it was 5 years ago. I just checked. So she would have been tiny. She's 6 years old now, full of sass, full of attitude. Right. Let me have a look. So Confederates, I've got 3 Confederate Napoleons plus... So my Confederates, I need a Confederate Napoleon gun. That's what I need. I need 1 gun. I've got 2... I need 1 Parrot for the Union. And 1 Napoleon for the Union. Oh, I said a thinking game. Real thinking game. Where have I just put them there? So, I don't know if that's a 3-inch ordnance rifle or if that's a Napoleon. It is a Napoleon because that's an inch ordnance rifle. So 1 Parrot, 1 Napoleon. I've got 2 mortars. Maybe I need that. I need to see if I've got another gun I can use. And then maybe... What am I going to do for my Confederates? Maybe my Confederates can have howitzers. What do we reckon? So that's my Confederates. 2 howitzers and a Napoleon. And then my Union needs a Napoleon. But they don't want a Confederate Napoleon. Yeah, I'll have to think. I might have a spare gun kicking around. But yeah, that's where we're at with it. That is where we're at with it. Yeah, right, I'm going to finish the stream now. There's no point getting into it. But yeah, that's what we know what we need to do. Figure out who used howitzers in the... assuming Longstreet probably had a few. But yeah. And then we'll get that painted, get those guns painted up. I read an absolute crazy story of an artillery officer at Gettysburg taking out a Confederate cannon and then fired again and landed the ball into another muzzle. Send it to your Discord. Oh wow! Similar to very similar to a thing I saw on Instagram today of someone throwing a What's-It at the side of their mate's head and it landed directly in their ear. So comparable stories. Right, we'll be back next Sunday. Mixed artillery guns were more common in the Confederate Army. Yeah. Like I said, I'm trying to do 2 gun batteries at the moment, so which I'm trying to have them. You know, at the moment I've only got Napoleons, 12-pounders for my Confederates. And my Union is a bit of both. I've got some Parrots and some Napoleons. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming along. Thanks for watching. And we'll be back next Sunday. I might try maybe get some of these guns done during the week. So then next Sunday it's just a matter of chucking them on the bases. And yeah. And once they're on the bases, I need to do a big shift on getting all of them flocked up and stuff. Because as you can see in my tray, I've got about 10 guns that need grass on them. So that'll be another push, and then once that artillery's done, again, I've still got 4 gun crew down here that need painting up, so I think we'll have a think about that next stream. Maybe make a start on them as well. So, but yeah, thank you everyone for coming by. I think once these are done as well, I'll do a video on YouTube. I'll chuck a video up about finished artillery crew. But yeah, right, thanks everyone. Catch you all guys next Sunday. All going well. So yeah, thank you. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye Stug, bye Mark, bye Tim, bye Jason, bye Benjamin, bye Machello. Sorry if I missed anyone, and goodbye to everyone watching this on YouTube. Bye.